What is good, everybody? Let me just make sure everything's situated on my live. Make sure everything's situated here as we get the video started. I wanted to tap in, talk about. Doesn't matter. It's an ad on my own video, so we Gucci on that accord. I just want to give everybody a moment to tap in. We've got some shocking details, actually shocking, breaking details about PNB Rock, about his case right now, about what actually happened at the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? At the Roscoes Chicken and Waffle restaurant. We got some exclusive breaking details about that I want to go over with everybody. What's up, Dub? Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Definitely appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate everybody that shares, likes this video. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me know what city and state you're tapping in from. Let me know what city and state you're tapping in from. What is up? What is up? What is up? Virginia's in here. CT's in here. Tapping in from Ireland. We got Ireland on the tap in right now. Much love to everybody tapping in from Ireland. If you're wondering what this is the Mikey T, the movie star podcast. What is up, Zach? What's popping with you, bro? What is popping? We're going to be joined by a special guest in just a few minutes. Going to be joined by a special guest in just a few minutes. So everybody hit that like button. Everybody let me know where you're tapping in from. You heard? Definitely have a good show for you all today. Some breaking news. What up, Relly Rich? What's popping? I'm about to roll something up. What do I got here? Oh, this is what I got here. I got some fuego right now, you guys. I got some fire right now. This is what I'm smoking on right now. 34%. You heard? 34%. Got some fire on deck right now, you guys. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm going to bring my special guest in just a few minutes. We got a little Gilly watch along. Appreciate y'all. Philly's in the building. Philly is in the building. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. Going to be joined by my co-host in just a few minutes. Lancaster, PA. What's popping with you, Lancaster, PA? Lancaster, PA on the tap in. 1 second, let me get my shit situated. Let me get myself situated. Let me get myself situated for this live stream. Appreciate everybody letting me know where you're tapping in from. Definitely appreciate everybody. Harlem in the building, smoking on some pie. Okay, smoking on that pie face. All right, I ain't heard about that, but I know there's a lot of different pies out there regardless. I'm just rolling something up right now. Camden, New Jersey. What's popping? What's popping, Camden? Appreciate you tapping in from Camden, New Jersey. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in from wherever you're coming in from. Gonna bring my special guest in just a few minutes. Let's get this video popping though. Everybody hit that like button, share this video. What up, what up, what up, Wilmington? Wilmington, North Carolina. What's popping? Skywalker. Are you smoking on some Skywalker? What up, big boy bags? What's popping with you, G's? Definitely appreciate you tapping in. Boston in the building. Philly's up in here. Philly's up in here. What's popping with you? What's popping, Philly? With the light something up. About to light something up, y'all. About to light up some of this Guido. Cali Bud. I mess with Slurricane. Slurricane is a good strain. Slurricane is definitely a good strain. black runts. Okay, smoking on that black runts. All right, we're about to be joined by my guy SV Twiz. We're about to be joined by my bro SV Twiz. Also, I got
And
something.
you already know who it is.
Also, I got something special. Let me bring my guy SV Twiz in. Yo, Twiz, what up, bro?
Mikey T, what's good, bro? How everything going?
Everything is good, bro. Thanks for joining me today, man.
For
You
sure,
know,
for sure.
yesterday we were talking about PNB Rock and we were keeping our hopes very high. You know what I mean? But it's actually
Facts.
been reported by various outlets at this point. Everybody out there knows after what happened at Roscoe's, we have lost PNB Rock, Twiz.
Definitely, man. First and foremost, a rest in peace to him. I saw the video that was, floating all through the internet, and yeah, it didn't look good, because you actually, broke the news to me. So after I tapped out alive yesterday, I saw the video, and I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? It ain't look too good then. you know. So definitely a rest in peace to him first and foremost, and salute to everybody in the chat also.
Definitely appreciate Twiz tapping in. That's the Hood Blogger. Everybody show some love to my co-host. You know what I'm saying? So some details emerged. I was watching a couple news clips, Twiz. Actually, details emerged of actually what happened when the masked suspect ran inside of the Roscoe's. So it was a masked suspect, Twiz, and they had a getaway vehicle waiting right outside.
That was definitely plotted. It was definite. That was a plot. That's not no everyday thing with how that happens. You know what I mean? That was set up right there. They had a getaway driver. It's not like he just crossed paths with someone. So them guys that was coming there knew he was there.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's like I said the other day, it's crazy that somebody would put themselves in a position to run inside of an establishment like that, Twiz. You know what I mean? How shocking does that come off to you? Because one of the talks is now the academics was talking about it with PNB Rock, even in their interview, where they were
Mhm.
talking about the fact that it does not just happen at nighttime, it's going down in broad day.
Yes, broad day is really like the best time to pull that type of thing off because that's when people guards are down because they feel because of the sunlight is out and it's 100 people out there that lessens the chance of something happening. But that's the part of the day where people guard is mostly down. The sun shining, people out enjoying themselves. You got families out. You know what I mean? That's the less thing. For some reason, people guard is down in the day. I don't know what they think. Like, 'cause, at nighttime, if you think about it, let's just say when the later it get, the less people is out. You know what I mean? It's like more of like maybe people that's involved in the streets, where you might have like a party crowd or something that's out. Aside of the people that's maybe getting off of work, but it's a lot of stores and stuff closed. It's not as much people walking around, spending money and doing things like that. So during the day, it's like the best time to really do them type of things.
So they actually interviewed one of his fans. One of his fans actually spoke to the news and said that he was unique and the tone of his voice was something that you never heard before.
I agree. He made a difference to the game. His impact in the game was, him coming in the game and getting, the biggest features. Every artist that was lit or somebody, wanted a part of wanted the PNB feature for sure.
Yeah. Appreciate you tapping in, Rel Rich. Shout out SV.
Bro, Rich, salute, much respect, bro.
Definitely appreciate you. So And so he was eating lunch, and this was the first report I read. He was eating lunch with his girlfriend at Roscoe's, and a man with a gun came up to his table and demanded the jewelry. He was wearing uh, that he demanded the jewelry that he was wearing. And they say that Rock actually argued with him. You know, Rock has seen what happened in the past when XXX argued with a backpack full of money. He has seen what happened in the past, Twiz, when Pop Smoke on top of the world. You know what I mean?
My whole thing is this. I understand not wanting to give up your goods and your valuables. I understand feeling like you being challenged as a man. Like, just know you're not less of a man because someone is waving a gun in your face and demanding what you got. It's ways of being strategic, period. Even if you're that type of guy and you feel like you willing to take things to the streets and things like you got to know that all right, you got this. You got it. You know what I'm saying? What you want, hun? Take this. This ain't about nothing because at the end of the day, you look at it like this. You sit up there and you want to fight for and defend your goods of what you got. Now with your life taken, you still don't have it, and you will never have it or never be able to gain it back. You just have to give it up, bro. Like that's what a lot of people they get misconstrued, especially like people in the music industry where they might get changed and something took and people is trolling them and this and so what would you rather someone joking about that you got your jewelry taken or your life is taken and you got a bunch of people screaming rest in peace that's not really mourning on over you. You got two daughters and things of that nature, you know what I mean? It's just a trend. You have to make that life decision right then and there. It's like, give it up, bro. You know what I mean? That go for the rapper that got 100,000 around his neck to the working man that might have just got his paycheck Wednesday, and somebody running up on you asking to give it up. Yeah, it might be you might be shook up and you're gonna have a couple rough weeks, but it's gonna be better days in the future.
You know, Twiz, before we keep going with this, I want to bring up my interview with Gilly the Kid. You know, I had reached out to Gilly this morning and, I was kind of speaking to him about what we were talking about last night, speaking to him about the fact that, PNB Rock has achieved heights of his career. Like I was speaking yesterday, the man got signed after dropping one mixtape, Twiz, to Atlantic Records. Do you want to speak to that? I'm not sure that you got to yesterday.
Yeah, facts. He was super talented, man, and from my understanding is he put the music out, he got lit, and then he got locked up. You know what I mean? And during his time of being locked up, he was getting lit more and more and more. I don't know if you remember, but yesterday, like I said, my brother-in-law had introduced me to like PNB Rock, not physically, but letting me know like he it right now. Soon as he mentioned them about like 3 weeks, within like 3 weeks, I'm hearing them everywhere, everywhere. Next thing I know, he's a star. You know what I mean? So he was definitely talented and his timing and his sound, everything fell into the right place for him. You know what I mean? That was like a fast career that got blown up. And not
Fast,
only
yeah.
did he just yeah, not only did he just get his foot in the door, he got in the door and then he had the biggest features you could have had as a new and upcoming artist.
Yeah, I was speaking about that. I mean, a lot of people would say, who is PNB Rock when you're talking about, the A-list rappers? Well, PNB
Hmm.
Rock is an artist that made himself fit there with all the A-listers from Young Thug to Wiz
Facts.
Khalifa. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
He put it A Hoodie with, you know what I mean? He put
Facts.
himself Kodak Black, he put himself there with all those guys. So
Facts.
I really got a lot of respect for that. He ended up on the Fate of the Furious soundtrack, the Fast and the Furious soundtrack. And we all know for the last 20 years, the Fast and the Furious have been incorporating hip hop music into their soundtrack releases, Twiz.
Facts. And the voice that he had and his style of music, it's very unfortunate that his career ended the way it did, but I could have saw him in like a lot of things in the future kids films, all types of things. You know what I mean? So um, it's messed up, man. It's a messed up situation.
Hold on one second. I just got a message about oh, okay, wrong message. Message about Kelly, former don't know what's going on with that, but
Uh-uh.
let's just stick on the topic that we've got here today. You know what I mean? Very shocking events around
Hmm.
PNB. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, he got signed with Atlantic Records, and that kind of put him in a position. Gilly the Kid I had spoke with, and he had told me about helping as many Philly artists as he could. And it was very interesting because PNB Rock got the opportunity on the Breakfast Club. And this is before Gilly the Kid turned into the major sensation that he is today. You know, but Gilly's always been relevant. Let's not get it twisted.
Gil always been relevant, and Gil always been helping and connecting people from day one, from the '90s up to now. You know what I mean?
But he's a sensation right now, Twiz.
Absolutely, absolutely. He been a star, but now he glowing to his
Big
full
three.
potential. Yeah, yeah. He where he deserved to be.
Yeah. 5 years ago, Rick Ross would have never responded to Gilly the Kid. Just saying.
Absolutely,
Just saying.
absolutely, absolutely. He can step in them offices now, like he in a different tax bracket.
So yeah, you're right, man. You know, Gilly had shared many opportunities or many instances, I should say, of helping younger artists. Everybody hit that like button, share this video. Be sure to let us know what city and state you're tapping in from. We always like to show love to different brands. You know, I got to show love to Lil Flip for putting me onto the exotic pop Twiz. Yep.
Okay, that's exclusive right there. Who
Yep.
that pun?
Yep. That's pun. That's pun on the refresco to
Oh,
Pena.
okay.
You already know, bro. You
That's
already know.
fire.
You know, we got that Soldier Boy joint too, bro.
Damn, that's heavy.
You know, we got that Soldier Boy joint too,
That's
man.
heavy.
Major respect to Lil Flip sending through that care pack for the exotic pop. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's fire.
Got to keep some in the fridge. You got to keep some out to showcase during the videos. But
Definitely.
but let's take a look at this clip with Gilly the Kid, man, because I'm interested in getting your reaction to it, man.
Okay.
King of Philly. Yeah, you already know who it is. King of Philly. You already know who I'm rocking with. Mikey T, the movie star. Are you a movie star? Probably not, but Mikey T is.
Gilly always be really getting mad into those drops. He be getting
He
comical
do.
with those drops, huh?
He do, but that's because y'all got a genuine, friendship right there. You know what I mean? So shout out to Gil. Shout out to you, you know what I mean?
What do you say there? Are you a movie star?
Yeah,
Are you a movie star?
that's what I'm saying. It's natural with Gil.
Yeah, it's hilarious, man. PNB Rock. PNB Rock shouted you out on his new interview with The Breakfast Club, speaking on Philly inspirations. Can you recollect meeting PNB Rock for me and inspiring him as a younger artist? What did he say? You see, the first thing that Gilly said, he's like, "What did he say?" You know what I mean? As I was mentioning earlier, Twiz, when PNB Rock went on The Breakfast Club, Gilly was not at the stature that he is at right now. You
Yeah,
know, PNB Rock was on his way up to pop star status. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He really was. And to shout Gilly the Kid out, you know what I mean? It means a lot, bro. I'm just going to say a lot of people coming from Philly, they shout out Meek. They shout out Beans.
yeah,
Sometimes you skip over Gilly Twiz. Am I tripping
yeah.
or am I just speaking the real?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. You might hear it a lot now because Gil where he at, but definitely. A lot of times you gotta like pretty much s- squeeze it out somebody like damn, don't forget, he did this for you, did that for you, you know what I mean? So absolutely, you're 100% right.
Word. All right, but let's get into it now because Gilly wanted to hear what PNB Rock said. I didn't have the direct recollection I didn't have the direct recollection. I didn't have it written down in front of me because I am here in person actually doing this interview in Philly, bringing the cameras out. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Sitting the camera down in front of the artist. A lot of times
Facts.
I would do it. I don't know if you remember, Twiz. I would actually have a computer to my side
Yeah,
asking the
I
question.
remember all. I remember all of that. You was prepared, and you would be out for hours and driving hours and pushing it until we had that dramatic change in the world that slowed things down and threw a lot off. But if people already was paying attention, they know before things changed for the world. You know, you was out there putting that footwork in.
Yeah, Twiz, and it's a blessing that I was able to meet somebody like you, putting it on for Philly. You know what I'm saying? But now we have this,
Likewise.
now we have this capability of doing this on a weekly basis, a daily basis. Things have
Facts.
really, to a certain exchange in our worlds, changed for the better.
Facts. Absolutely. And I gotta salute you. You know, for being genuine and being a man of your word, because you told me way back then. You know what I mean? That for me to be ready for the future. You know what I mean? So, it's an honor to be able to still be here and pushing it with you.
Oh yeah, man. So let's get back into this video here.
He said Gilly was one of the most inspiring artists from Philly, as well as me, Beanie Siegel. He wanted to throw your he wanted to throw your name in there as one of the most inspiring. Okay, that's what's up, man. PNB Rock, my guy. I'm sorry, PNB Rock's it's my guy. You know what I mean? One thing I could say about PNB Rock that I really appreciate is that you meet some people before they got money, and they be a certain way, they act a certain way. Then when they get some money, you look at them like, who the fuck is this guy? Where did you come from? So you let a couple dollars change you? He never changed.
He never changed. Twiz, what's your reaction to that right there?
That's 100% right, and we got to see to the end that he never changed. A lot of times people might judge people off of their actions or how they carry themselves with them still being rich and things of that nature, but him being who he was from before he had money. You know what I mean? So that just shows the you being genuine as a person. You know what I'm saying? Because money don't have to change you. You know what I mean? Like I believe it was said. I think 50 has said, if money never changed you, that's because you never had enough. I just think that money is it's like the vehicle to put you in a better position and you can help people out. It don't mean you gotta turn your back on certain people or forget about those that was there for you when you had nothing. You know what I mean? So that's where Gil is talking about where you help somebody out and you was there for him when he had nothing, and now they up and they looking at you like you a peasant or something. Like you know what I mean? We see that a lot. You know what I mean? So shout out to him for staying true to himself. And to the people that helped him.
Right, exactly. It's like people just going on and acting like you never did anything to help their existence in the world,
Facts.
you know?
Facts.
So this had to lead me to my next question. You know what I mean? I needed to know from Gilly, like, what was it that, you did that actually impacted the life of PNB Rock to the point when he's doing his most famous interview at this point, Twiz? We can't deny that. You know what I mean?
Facts.
We can't
Facts.
deny that. He's doing his most famous interview. When you're doing your big interviews, Twiz, sometimes shit gets lost in translation, as they say.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, Akeem is messing with you like a peasant.
Yeah.
Real.
Bro, right.
Yeah. Yep. Uh Appreciate Portland, Oregon, sending their sentiments. RP
Definitely.
Rock.
Definitely. Definitely prayers to his family. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
DB Chef said more money means you have to be more responsible and not become a D head.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
And yeah, that's dope, man. But let's get back into the interview because I'm interested for y'all to hear. And Twiz, I don't know if this is Twiz's first time hearing this, but everybody can go check it out if you just go type it in. I had just reposted the most of the interview with Gilly on my page today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's still the same person that I met in the studio when he didn't have a dime. Now that he got money, he's still the same person. So that's what I respect the most out of. You know what I mean?
Well, Twiz, you said it a little bit earlier, and I want to dig into it a little bit more. You said this dude actually just got out of jail.
Yeah, he so basically, he put music out, he get locked up, and by the time he's locked up, you know, his music is floating all through the internet. They playing it on the radio. People is knowing who he is now. And with at his time of, uprising, it's like, well, where is he at? His music lit, and then it's like he get released from jail, and then everybody like, oh, okay, that's what it was, and then he just right there from the release, that's when it was no going back after that. You know what I mean? Like once he got out, that's where the takeoff was at. So remind you, all he got out is music, and you getting released from jail, you coming home to nothing. You starting from scratch. You know what I mean?
You went into jail with nothing, but you're kind
Exactly.
of coming out of jail to these big checks, Twiz.
Exactly. So who knows his knowledge of, even receiving the money and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Because this was around like a tricky year. This was probably like 2014, 2015-ish, like around that time. So, you know, it who knows what the story was with him. Even did he come home straight to a bag, or did he just come home and knew that he had to work, and then everything just started coming? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's almost like that new chick. Shout out to Ice Spice. You caught her shit yet, Twiz? It's Mud.
No, I
Yeah, you got to show it to the wifey, man. This girl,
okay.
Ice Spice, she's blowing up. She's out of New York. Her new record, I believe it's called Munch. It's really getting traction everywhere, man. This girl literally shot up from being 4,000 for a performance. Before that, she was nothing. Like Gilly
Yeah,
said, dimes. These dudes, before you make that impression, before you get your music out there, before it starts to rotate, you're not worth anything. You know,
facts,
once it starts to rotate, then you become worth something. The demand is there. This
facts.
girl, Ice Spice, man, started taking her bookings. She was around $4,000 or $5,000 in bookings. Now, within weeks, 15,000 and up to book this girl, man.
Yeah, that's fire.
Hell yeah, man. But let's get back into the interview here.
What do you think? What do you think of so many artists being able to transition from the trap to the pop charts?
Oh geez. Oh geez. Is that a shake in my head Gilly moment for Mikey T? Twiz?
No, not because you talking about transitioning, like transitioning. That that's what happens. You got to come from somewhere. Whether you was working a 9 to 5, or whether you was getting it how you can. In the streets. The key word is transition, and you know what I mean. He's not speaking on what he was doing in the streets. It's like, you know,
I just hope I didn't burn this one up here, man. You know, Gilly's always telling me, he's like, yo, Mikey, I'm not a district attorney, Mikey. You know, he's always on me like that. Shout out to Gil, man. Appreciate you,
I mean, it's
man.
definitely.
called growth, man.
It's called growth.
You know, how long you want to be stuck in the trap, man? It's called a trap for a reason. It's either you're going to go to jail or you're going to go to the grave. If you ain't growing in life and life is passing you by like a goddamn PT Cruise on the expressway, who really losing? So it's only right that you go through a certain amount of growth. And as you grow as a person, you grow as a thinker. Your music grows because now you got more stuff to talk about. You done seen more, you done more in life. So you're not just confined to talking about the trap and what go on in the hood.
Damn. I just want to cut Gil off for a second there, Twiz, because that got crazy real. I didn't expect it to take that turn, man. I did not expect it to take that turn, Twiz.
Yeah, man, he 100% right. It's true, you know, and that just go for life, period. You know, it's deeper than being a rapper and music business, man. Don't think that you corny because you're not out and active. You don't gotta like. It's only but so long you can carry on with that name. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta be that guy where whether you came home from upstate and you know now you stacking boxes in the back of shop, right? It's just about having that certain code conduct of honor, man. You know what I mean? You gotta know when to get away from it because it can not only affect you, it can affect your loved ones. That's what a lot of you know people that is involved in the streets that we forget about at the times when we're doing things. You know what I mean? The bigger you make it out there, the more people around you love, you putting in jeopardy. You know what I mean? So yeah, that come with growth and also reconstructing your brain. If you're used to getting money a certain way and now you're jumping into a different field and you working at that, you putting the other stuff to the side. That's dedication right there. You really challenging your strengths and things of that nature.
Facts. What do you make of artists that are here in the tri-state that really should be out in California with their bubbling careers, getting caught up by the law due to being on probation, being able to come and check in at their house whenever they want to?
Well, that's the death of a lot of rappers.
Now, as we know, Twiz, as we know, PNB Rock actually relocated. He got up out of Philly into LA, from what I understand.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he maxed out on I don't think he was on no paper. He couldn't have been on no papers. I'm pretty sure he maxed everything out. Like he wasn't on parole or nothing like that. Probation.
Yeah, he actually was just involved in a case, Twiz, where he was actually just involved in a case where he had to plead out and he got a few concurrent sentences of 36 months of probation.
Okay, okay. But it's also different, if he was already on those, they be lenient on artists, depending on, who your judge is and your parole officer is, and long as you making bread nowadays, it don't even count because, like the probation and all that, they're not even making big deals for people smoking and stuff like that. That was a big thing right there. You
Shit.
be on
Yeah, they're letting certain dudes travel overseas, Twiz.
facts, facts. It's a positive thing doing the music stuff, you know what I mean, regardless of what the lyrics are or you know, it's a job, you know what I mean? So what can the PO say if you going on tour or something like that or going across seas to do a show?
Yeah, man. I actually the end of this interview with Gilly, it's crazy because I actually get to talking with him about rappers that have been getting locked up or going to the airport, all different types of stuff, man, that you really wouldn't expect me to be talking about with Gilly the Kid. So go check it out. Let's bring up the end of this interview. I'm not sure how much of it actually more of it pertains to PNB Rock, but let's check out the ending here.
They might got talent, but they never go nowhere. They never get out. They never network. You know what I'm saying? Your networking, your network equals your net worth. So if you don't get out and meet people that could change your life, people that can help you on your journey, then you ain't gonna go too far. You gotta be willing to go out of your comfort zone. See, most dudes is only comfort in their own hood. Most dudes is confined to a 10-block radius in their own hood. And they don't like to leave that radius because everything they need is right there. Need something to eat. I get my money here. I need to leave. You need to leave because you need to politic. You need to grow. You need to meet people and expand and open your mind up and understand that life is more than just that 10-block raggedy ass hood you live in. Feel me, Mikey?
I feel you, Gil. Isn't that crazy right there, Twiz?
It's crazy.
Let me just get your reaction to that, man. You know what I'm saying? I was
Um,
hoping at the end Gilly wasn't like, you know how Gilly usually does me when he's like, you know what I'm saying, Mikey? You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Oh, you don't really know. You don't really look like you know what I mean, Mikey. And it's like, bro, I'm just trying to let you get the interview question off, Gil. I'm not trying to interrupt you while you're in the middle of giving us this classic shit. You know what I mean? Like, if I interrupt Gil, then we never get that piece about how a rapper goes, he transitions from the trap. The trap,
yeah,
what did Billy say there? He's like, it's a trap. It's in the name. It's a trap. Nobody wants
yeah,
to be there. But let me
yeah.
get your reaction to that, Twiz, just because I had to go off for a second.
So let's just break down what Gil said about the 10-block radius. Look at it like this. If you come from a hood, let's just say, you was trapping, you was in the streets 13, 14, 15, 16. Now you 40 years old, but you got out the hood. You come back to the hood, and them people that you was out there trapping with when you was those ages is still out there. Um, it hold people back. It don't matter how much money you getting in your hood. You 9 times out of 10, you want the investigation. It's only but so long you could be, having to run in that certain hood doing certain things. You might have lost your life in that hood. You ain't even get to see other things. And we can take it to the rappers, the young and upcoming rappers that's coming straight from the streets. A lot of their careers are get ruined because of that 10-block radius, because of the people they dealing with in that 10-block radius. The streets don't love no one, and it don't matter how tough you is or how many bodies you got. For every action, it's a reaction. You get out. You ever take somebody from the hood and you can show them better things. Some people might fall in love with it and use that as a stepping stone and keep going. But some people, they might want to get right back to the hood. You know what I mean? So everybody's vision is different. Some people's visions are blurred, and some people is all right with that. You know what I mean? But definitely, if you want to elevate in life, you know what I mean. You gotta get out. You gotta, it's a big world, bro. Like, you know, it's a lot of people that never got a chance to get on planes or, you know, even myself in certain areas that I would like to go to and at least visit before my last day. You know what I mean? So think about the 22-year-old guys that might have lost their life and they didn't make it past a 100-mile radius their whole life. You know what I mean? So it's a lot out here in this world, man, and you just gotta go get it. Like you said, you might have potential in it, but if you're not showing it or putting it out to the world, you might be good at art or something. But if you just do art when you sitting in your room and you're not going out and networking, you might could be a millionaire off of your art, man. So those were definitely gems that he dropped, and I feel everything that he said.
Yep. Yeah, man. Gilly always drops a lot of gems. He always throws like, you know, some of the most comedic stuff in there as well. But right
Facts.
now, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about the various things that Gilly has done, like the money counter, you know what I mean? And the
Mm-hmm.
we're not talking about it. We're not talking
Mm-hmm.
about that right now. You know, Gilly
Facts.
can drop gems in any different manner. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So before we get on, I wanted to talk about Whack what Whack 100 said. Whack 100 was, you know, he's from this area. He'd
Mm-hmm.
be in California, so he knows a little bit about it. He had actually
Absolutely.
he was asking which one it was. He said the one in Inglewood on Manchester. Which one he was at? Whack 100 was asking. He said Manchester by the freeway. He said they go there because it's right by the airport. He is 2 minutes from the airport. So this is kind of what Whack 100 is alleging as to why PNB Rock would have been at the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it actually um any take on that, Twiz? The fact that it's close
Um,
to the airport, a lot of people just stop there and grab some food.
it's all right, I guess. If you somebody regular, you still gambling. You know what I mean, for being regular, because you don't know what you walking into. I'm a very cautious guy. For one, I don't. I'm not. It's very few places. Like I'm real strategic. If I'm sitting in this place with my wife or with my family, I'm not just slotting up in there. Like you say, you going out to somewhere like Maryland or something like that. You better have some knowledge of that place. You better, you know, if you feel as though you have to go in there, you better look up them Google reviews, bro. Like, and you can tell when you in certain areas on what type of people is in that area. You can tell when he was on the ground that, you know what I'm saying, it's a hood. You can just tell, like, the vibes, you know what I mean? And when you see a hundred of our people around, you already know it's some type of hood. It's something attached to it. Now,
Okay.
with you being a star, you got to be even more strategic. Like I'm type of guy where it's like, bro, like I'm in his shoes. If it's nobody that really can, if it's just me and my wife or something like that, bro, like we going to DoorDash or something like, you know what I mean? I'm not getting out. I'm not walking. I'm not doing that because uh, you hopping out with jewelry and stuff that's worth more than people hold whatever they got going on in their life, more than their car, more than their house, you know. So it's like you are attracting. You're gonna have more love. He gonna get more love. A lot of people gonna be like, "Oh, that's PNB Rock," but you gonna have that guy that he might be in a hole with his connect or something like that. You know what I mean? And this is only opportunity. You know what I mean? So it's like
I mean,
me.
Twiz,
I,
you're a
I just
Philly guy. You're a Philly guy, Twiz. I mean, you know, he's out in LA heavy now. He's an artist that's transitioned over.
yeah,
You're a Philly guy though. You made your, you know, depiction of what the video, it's a hood in there, you're saying.
definitely.
Uh why you bringing your girl there? You know what I mean?
I,
Just
yeah,
kind of break that down for me a little bit.
me. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Me myself, I wouldn't. But let's just say he was driving and they was driving like, oh, there go Roscoe's right there. We heard about that.
They make a good plate.
Yeah, I'm not getting out like that, bro. With money come power. With power come, you know, things that could be done. Where's your entourage at, bro? We'll be back in our Airbnb or something. I'm sending one of my guys to go get it. If they don't do DoorDash or something from there, I'm not walking in no Roscoe's, bro.
Yeah, like I
That's
was
like
saying yesterday, like if Mikey T or Twiz go to Roscoe's, there's a potential of multiple people recognize us. So are we really going to debate about who's recognizing PNB Rock? You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
But let me
exactly.
ask you, Twiz, because you brought up entourage. A lot of people are bringing up security. If he has security right there, you know, big brolic security guard, is that whole situation not even happening?
It's not even about the size of the security. It's about the stylist of the security. You want securities that's not just security, they bodyguards. Like to the point where they can draw very fast. You know, like you want to walk around like you the president. If you feel as though you need to do that, whoever is coming in, you need to have people that's around. They got them things in their ears and stuff like that. Like it's people outside the restaurant. It's people, you know, like somebody that will jump in front of that. If a bullet fly, will they jump in front of it? Is that what their duties are? You know what I mean? You know, you some that's another thing that people get where they get security and they just big guys that's walk around like this. If they not strapped and they can't draw fast, none of that is going to help with somebody that's coming and ready to throw it at you. You know what I mean? Because everybody really want to get back to their home, and these bodyguards is there for the check. They not there to really put their life on the line for you. You know what I mean? You better have some ex-military type security if you feel as though you got to hop out with that. But what I can say is, if you got an entourage, you better have like 60 people with you. You know what I'm saying? You better, I'm talking about it better be cars and cars and cars of people where this person, they got to get through all these people to even get next to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if
And
you got
that's,
an entourage, you really shouldn't even be there. Like you were saying, Twiz,
yeah,
you know, you got to move a
yeah,
you got to move more strategic than that. But I'm not gonna fault, you know what I mean, the situation because anybody should be able to go anywhere they want in the world and not have to worry about some bullshit like this occurring, man. Just
yeah,
my
but
opinion.
that's true. But in all reality, we know like being regular, you ain't safe. You know what I mean? So knowing that you living like that, it happens. You could be a family that moved into a neighborhood and you might have two foreign cars parked outside. You don't deal with nobody. Think now you would target in that neighborhood. Don't be
Twist, there's
surprised.
there's a lot of rich people that walk around, a lot of people wearing big ass chains that are not even famous. You know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
facts.
So it's like you really got to regulate the way that a lot of times we've heard about these rappers getting robbed. The people that do it don't even know that they're famous some of the time.
Facts. They might not know or they might not care. They might even listen to their music. I mean, but they like bro got on. You know, he coming out here with all this jewelry on, man. I don't even know how I'm gonna pay rent. When the next time am I gonna see a millionaire in my face like this, where you know all I gotta do is do that. You know what I mean? I just
Well, I
think that
mean,
the
shit. Imagine you get one of the G Unit entourage members just wearing a
yeah,
G Unit chain. You don't even know
facts,
this man is even connected with 50. You just know it's
facts,
a nice big ass
facts.
chain.
Facts. If you out there and you out there and you willing to rob somebody that's walking up the street that might have $300-400 on them, you think that person ain't gonna be no target? It's a lot of times these rappers get robbed and they find out the jewelry not even real and they upset. You know what I mean? So it's like you it's all materialistic things. Even though a lot of rappers, I know a lot of them would be like, ain't nobody gonna ever take nothing from me. To me, I'm just different. Like I guess if you don't got no kids or no family, then maybe you could stand on something different. But when you got kids that you living for, a family that you living for, um, you have to be valuable. You know, you got to think of what's more valuable. Like if somebody's slotting up on you and you got your kids with you, is you gonna argue a person that's pointing a 40 at your face? Is you going to do that while your children is with you? You putting not only yourself in danger, but you got sloppy shooters out there where they
Well,
might not even hit you. They might hurt you. It might be your kids that get hit. That
in this
happens at
in this situation, Twiz, the bearer of your children. You know what I mean? In this
exactly,
situation,
exactly,
he was there with his
exactly
girl.
that too.
So that's really
Exactly,
the situation that's panning out here. You know what I mean?
exactly.
In either situation, though, I feel like number one is the protection of the family unit. You know what I'm saying? To put yourself on the line for some jewelry, something that I believe PNB Rock could have attained that jewelry a million times over. You know what I mean? But it kind of goes
Absolutely.
back. It kind of goes back to the way that people grow up, Twiz. You know what I mean? These
It
guys,
do.
they grew up never having an opportunity to buy that jewelry, never thinking that they would be in a position to buy and wear that jewelry, Twiz. So you think somebody's going to take it for, we hear what they say on rap tracks about coming to take my jewelry. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, that's why.
I want to kind of move along here though, Twiz, because Whack 100 was asked if it was a bad move. Whack was asked if it was a bad move to chill there at Roscoe's and eat. Now, Whack said, no, it ain't a bad move. It was just a bad move to be in there dolo and they're ready and you're right there. It's a bad move. Dude's got to remember all these clips, the IG clips they do with them holding the brick of money to their head. It's like a phone and them doing the money counting. A dude thinks you got that. These dudes is not that bright. They don't know a lot of that. Be the Hollywood money. Yeah, Twiz, he's got a point here. They don't know every time one of these rappers picks up a brick of money that's prop money and puts it to their ear because it's just so damn believable, Twiz.
Yeah, that's a fact. You know what I mean? Either that or that brick of money they showing, they might have just bought a piece of jewelry with it after that. Cause
Fun.
yeah, yeah, they, the money get burnt, and that just goes against it. When you from the streets, I just think that you need to be a little more wiser when you do get it, and that just go for any artist, bro. Like any artist, like if I know I'm a millionaire and I'm driving a Lamborghini, I'm not about to pull up in the middle of South Philly, you know what I'm saying, hopping out on the back block, getting out, and I got all this designer on, and not think that I'm gonna be targeted just because I'm from Philly. You know what I mean? I just think you should always have your guard up and never underestimate nobody, man. Like Kid said, you gotta over trust them. Don't underestimate them. Expect more from them. Don't expect less.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. What else did he have to say here? He said, but you can't tell these dudes when you show it on IG that you got it in your backpack that you don't got it in your backpack. He also mentioned when you're effing with these regular women, some is taking it that way. Y'all got to remember that too. I tell a rapper, yo, who you effing with? A street dude? Leave this girl alone. Straight up, that dude go home and go through the phone and you had an enemy you didn't know about. That's the worst kind. This dude wants to get you over what she did. F that. Wait till I catch that rapper. You know what I mean? Girl goes home. I think Whack is saying here, searching through this rapper?
Mm-hmm.
Wait till I catch this rapper. And then you're doing an in-store signing at the Hollywood t-shirt store. And you think the dude is a fan. And the dude comes and gives you the business. That's what this shit is.
Facts. Facts. Or it could even be something as simple as I'm seeing her Instagram.
Right.
That seeing that she around me, she don't even got to be going home to him, especially you dealing with a female that might already have a child by a different guy. You know what I mean? Baby fathers, like they be crazy for average guys, let alone they be like, oh, you with this guy and he munching and he can give you the whole world. You know what I'm saying? When it comes
Ice
to
Spice.
financial.
Munching, huh?
Yeah, like like you munching like so
Yo,
it's
come
like
on. Where some of the guys got to be groupies for it. They're like, oh,
yeah.
shit. Oh, shit. Lil Durk is with my baby
Yeah,
mom. We about to be baby daddies, man.
yeah, well that could be the positive part. Like, hey, can you get him an autograph for me?
Yo,
You
we
can go the
some
sucker route.
tickets to backstage to the concert. Yo,
Real
man,
rap.
I feel for what they did to O Block. And Lil Durk is like, what is you talking about, bro? You was from Kansas City.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But yeah, man, that's so let me see here. Wack was asked if he asks his artist to move with security. Wack said, yeah, I tell them all to do it. Game is seasoned. He's always got it with him. I be on Blueface's ass. I'm like, bro, stop listening to this little broad talking about let's go somewhere. Ain't no by yourself. That's out. So what's your take on that? First of all, he said the game is seasoned. He's always got security. He's always got it with him. So it's like, I
I
don't
mean,
really attribute game security
when
to Whack 100.
it don't count with game, because with the game is, when you talking about the game, you talking about moving out Cali, bro. Like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like when Game was going through it with me. You ain't seeing Game just popping up and floating through Philly by himself. You know what I'm saying? It's 100 of them. They got, people licensed to carry, probably ex-cops and everything with them. The people they not showing, you know what I mean? He more of a strategic guy, but being from Cali is different than coming from an area like Philly and going to Cali. You know what I mean? Like you can get, it's like going to Miami or something. You might get caught up like, yo, they got palm trees out here, like it's beautiful out here, because truthfully, even like around their hoods, you go around the block, it still look a lot better than somewhere like Philly. Like, you look at a back block, the average back block out Philly, it's knocked off. It's like going out Baltimore. It's all abandoned houses, all types of stuff going on. It looked real nasty and grimy out there. Cali got more of a beautiful look, and then you got Hollywood and all of that. But they get busy out there, so a lot of people be like, they might think because it look nice, or they get love majority of the time. They out there might not think that it can't get dark, but it can get dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I just want to point out the fact that the game is a much more, as Wax said, seasoned artist. The game has had albums that have sold 10 million. He's had albums that have sold not 10 million, but 5 million copies, 2 million copies. You know what I mean? The game has actually come out with more than just one or two records. How does he expect Blueface to just be able to afford all of this security? Sometimes
Yeah,
Blueface doesn't have the vast means of spending that the game has. Sometimes Blueface probably wants to sneak off and get a sandwich, Twiz.
yeah,
Sneak off and buy some chronic. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, but yeah, that's true, and but also, even with them being out there, they still know how to move. You know what I mean? They know where to go and where not to go. Like, even if you hear somebody like Wack or somebody from Cali, you would notice that they'd be like, "Oh, I don't go on that side." We know not to go over there. You know the ins and outs. You're not floating like a tourist will float. Like they got like three different Roscoes out there. So
As
be,
anybody should know from their respective area. You should know where to
exactly,
go, where not to go.
exactly,
Only issue with
exactly.
PNB Rock is I feel like he's kind of new to the scene in LA. We're just coming through the pandemic, Twiz. So things have totally changed. If you lived in LA for the last 2 years during the pandemic, it's a lot different than having lived there for the past 5 years and getting to know the environment. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely, it's a lot different. It's a lot different, especially on the basis that PNB came out there on. He came out there as being rich, so your lifestyle was different. You're not living in these, these on these blocks where people don't got nothing. You don't understand the politics. You know what I mean? But seeing how the thing happened with Nipsey, that's another thing that will also be an eye opener, where it's like, it ain't sweet out here as much as Nipsey was loved, and how that was able to happen to him like that in broad daylight. You know, your guard would be up more. But for some reason, most people, they feel like, oh, I'm all right. Can't nothing happen to me. That's another downfall. With a lot of people thinking that you can't imagine certain things happening to you, but anything could happen to anybody. You know what I mean?
So they had said, so Wack is like, okay, it's more to it. Let's say you're moving with your burner on you. You go to Roscoe's, you let them sit you at the center of the floor, It doesn't matter. Put me in the corner. You can't see what's going on the side of you. Sit me over in that corner. And then I do all kinds of little shit. Wack is saying, I do all. First of all, let's break down that movement, Twiz. Let's get into the movement right there of getting the seat placement. Obviously, do you think that's really a factor? What do you think about Wack addressing the seat placement?
The seat placement don't make no sense. Wack is just talking out the side of his mouth. Because at the end of the day, if you inside, you're boxed in, bro. You are boxed in. You don't want to be boxed inside nowhere for one. How about not going in there, period? That's like if people like, you know what? I'm going in this bar, I'm gonna go sit in the corner. If a person is smart enough, they're going to see you, but not let them know that they saw you. They might act like they didn't see you. You know what I mean? And being inside is not good. You could be inside, you could be strapped. If that strap ain't legalized, now you gotta take somebody's life because they trying to take something from you. Now you dealing with a case, your life's still going. You know what I mean? Depending on
Shine,
how them charges is. You know what I mean? So
shine protecting Diddy.
yeah, so how about if you are going inside sitting somewhere, like I said, you need to be sitting in there like the president. You need to be sitting there with people that's not gonna let you know what I mean? They need to.
Twist. Let's get into the details because Wack says I do all kinds of little shit. I pay the security in there. Like, come here. You want to make a couple hundred? Yo, hey, listen. You're telling me. So yeah, hold on. So now going to Roscoe's for a little $50 meal with you and your shorty has turned into you paying the security at Roscoe's $200-300. Now you got a $500 tab at Roscoe's.
Yeah, that it don't make no sense. Is it worth it? Is Roscoe's that good? You know what I
Yo, I
mean?
need. I, yo, I need. I'm. Come here. Come here. You want to make a couple $100, man? I know you're working at Roscoe's, so you're only making $1.25. Bro, what is this? Goodfellas or something? The guy's
Bro, right.
walking in, handing the guy $100 bill. It's not how it goes. Twist, is that how it goes, bro? Really?
No, it's not how it goes because people don't really care about nothing. And a lot of things that we forget about is sometimes them employees that's in there could be the main one setting you up. He in here right now. You know what I mean? They might even take the money and still set you up.
He already
You know what
paid
I
me.
mean?
He already
Yep,
paid
yep,
me, but I know you got me on something else because you've been hating
exactly.
all those videos he's been doing online, all that type of shit. That's it.
Yep.
So Wax says he does all kinds of little shit. I paid the security in there. Like, come here. You want to make a couple hundred? Yo, hey, listen. I need him for like 30 minutes. Just stand right. So when dude's talking about they got security, I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in your whole program. Jesus. There's security guards at the Roscoe's, I
I
guess.
have I have no idea, but
All types of employment going
they
on there.
yeah, say they got security there. It ain't armed security.
I'm gonna need you to stand right here in
Yeah,
case
like
anybody comes and like that's worth $200, Twiz.
yeah,
You
it's true.
involve yourself in somebody else's dilemma.
Exactly. Exactly. And like what is a person supposed to do? Inform you, or is they supposed to stop a person that's coming with a gun, man? It's not happening. And that just goes to him, like you said, he gotta be the mafia boss and everything. So
So, so Twiz, one of the reports was saying that a man with a purple mask was running from the scene. A man with a
mhm.
purple mask was running from the scene.
Yeah, that I heard that also. It's just that's just how it go out there. It go like that in every hood. We ain't gonna get it twisted, but I think certain areas, I can't say certain areas is more lenient on rappers. I don't know because a lot of times where rappers they just try to take your stuff and if you want to try to give it up, then they might not. They might do other techniques to get it from you. they might not necessarily take it that far. So, it depends on who you're dealing with that's trying to take it from you. That person that was doing that is 9 times out of 10 the person that's feared around his neighborhood, and things of that nature. Where he obviously just get busy because you know he already knew what to do if it would be any hesitation for him not trying to give it up. So for him to do that in the middle of everybody, you know what I mean? Because you gotta remember, you doing stuff like that broad daylight, going in places of businesses. It could be off-duty cops or anything. You know what I mean? It could be anything floating around at that time that you're not familiar with. You know what I mean? So that person didn't care.
All
He was
types of
getting what he
undercover eating there at Roscoe's.
exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
And Twiz, reports are showing that fans are continuing to come to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and they're leaving candles out in front of the building, bro.
Yeah, he had more love out there than anything. He still was an artist. You know what I mean? He was still an artist at the end of the day. And just seeing how things people like Dolph and other artists that you can go to a local place, whether it's in your head or out your head, to just be showing love and supporting that business. It still don't mean you safe. You know what I mean?
So one of the reports that came in, it said he was eating lunch with his girlfriend and the mother of one of his children. Police are looking at the possibility that he was targeted over his fame and fortune and the jewelry he was wearing. It happened just before 1:30 p.m. yesterday. A masked man stormed in and went straight to PNB Rock's table. So that's the first part I want to address right there, Twiz. The fact that they stormed in with the mask, man. The fact that they stormed in with the mask. So that's going to, they're talking about surveillance footage, but is that going to leave little to no way to determine who it was?
It depends on how much they care about it. It depends on whoever investigating it. If they, what I'm saying, like, they do what they want, man. If that was an officer who life got taken, you think they wouldn't have court that person? They wouldn't have had all types of canines and manhunts. So
I mean,
it
Liz, you could say the whole thing about the guy getting in the way, but the dude got away right after with Nipsey Hussle as well. You know what I mean? It's like they had a getaway. For some reason, nobody jumped up. Well, the man is wielding a weapon, Twiz. So that's why
yeah.
nobody jumped up.
Well, the thing with Nipsey Hussle thing is that as much as Nipsey Hussle was loved around the world, just like with what happened with PNB Rock, which is probably a similar situation, is who was the trigger man? Like, we gotta remember, like,
Like you were
people
saying,
was
someone from around the way who is like
yeah,
a scary individual to everybody.
exactly,
That's
like
Debo from Friday. I ain't
exactly,
messing
like
with dude.
that's that's
Suge
that's old
Knight. You
that's
kidding me?
that's that's old dog menace to society. You know what I'm talking about? Like they know that these guys, people from these areas know they be, petrified of these guys, and not just because of them, because they're affiliated with. So, you got regular citizens that, will know what was going on, but you have to mind your business for your safety of yourself and your family. So a lot of times people not going to get involved in it. You know what I mean?
So it happened just before 1:30 p.m. yesterday. Really strikes me as a late wake up and just going to get something to eat. You know what I mean, Twiz? And
Yeah,
it just begs to ask the question. It's like, why are they not just eating at their crib, man? Why? Like, I
that's what
understand,
I
like,
was saying.
like I understand getting a little bit of money, like somebody like in an upcomer situation and wanting to go out and show your face and spend your money to go eat some nice plates of food and shit. But then there's another level, the level that PNB Rock reached, where you can literally afford those complications being easily taken off. You know,
Exactly. Exactly. Money in the thing, you gotta live by it. You gotta live like that, man. You ever see a artist, let's just say someone like 50 Cent or Jay-Z, and they happen to step foot in that same Roscoe, everything gonna be premeditated. It's gonna be planned. It's gonna be, you know what I mean? If they really want to try that food and they really feel like they have to step out,
50 went to Burger King.
yeah, stuff like that. Like even 50 was more wild coming up, but he would do things, I guess, in the right places. He would
He
be
was
popping
handing
out.
out tens of thousands of dollars, Twiz.
Yeah, he was popping out too. Yeah, he was popping out. He was definitely popping out and going where
Bro,
he wanted.
bro, we've seen Gilly pop into the Popeyes, and it's
Yeah,
all love in there. I'm not sure
yeah,
that if that's in Philly, you know what I mean, or
yeah.
Jersey or New York, you know what I mean, or
We
Maryland,
definitely got
whatever.
we definitely got it out fully, but you know that, and also the thing with Gil is he just connect with the people on a different level, man. You see him and it's like you knew him your whole life. You know what I mean? That's like, bumping into like Gil or even Wallow that is also successful but hasn't been out to the public, to the world as long as Gilly. But these guys is different. But they can also be in a tight situation, so they move strategically too. You know what I mean? It was, times where they move around with security nowadays. You know what I mean? They ain't just popping up everywhere regularly no more.
Yeah. No, I say that because it reminds me of my own schedule to a certain extent. You know what I mean? You get a little bit of work done, then you make your way out about
Hmm.
1:30 to get some of the midday tasks done. So it said here it happened 1:30 p.m. yesterday, and a masked man stormed in and went straight to PNB Rock's table, and the suspect shot him just like that. The 30-year-old artist and his girlfriend were both robbed. Police don't think this is random. A lot of thoughts are being put on a social media post. A lot of fans are blaming the post. The suspect was masked, so no description was put out just yet. Their surveillance cameras are inside and outside of the building. They're hoping the video cameras will find the suspect. They've been working on the footage. Apparently, they've been looking and reviewing the footage all night. I would imagine they have footage that might go down several streets. Twiz.
Now, yeah, that's crazy. Let me say this to the world and everybody in the chat. Pay attention. I'm not sure of the post. What was the post that was posted by his BM? Was it a picture
It
of the
was a
food?
picture of all the food, the waffles and a couple chicken wings,
So
and you know,
you mean to tell me that she posted a picture like facing down towards the food, like it was like showing their meals, right?
right?
Did
One
she drop
meal.
the? Was the location on the meal? Was the location on the post?
There is something new with they're saying that the location apparently was on it, I guess.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, if the location was on it, that was very, you know,
But
dumb. You
but
know what I
there's some
mean?
new shit that I'm going to be talking about a little bit later that 50 Cent actually warned everybody about with locations on Instagram being
Yeah,
able to directly being leading you to somebody. It's
yeah. If
getting
it was a
worse than ever.
Yeah, if it was a location that wasn't that you just setting yourself up right there. I don't care where you at. I don't care if they was in Philly. That's not smart to do. You never give up your location. Now, if it was a picture of the food on the table and it was like a post like that, how would they know that it was actually that branch of Roscoe's they was at? Is what I was going to lead to. Cause
Um,
that's
our guy from LA Neighborhood All Star said PNB Rock eats there all the time. And KD said location was at the top at Roscoe's. And
oh yeah,
Twiz, you've probably done it and maybe deleted it, but it literally will put almost an exact address of where you are when if you're gonna drop a location.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't drop locations.
It
Even me
almost
be.
automatically does it though, Twiz.
Oh, okay. I ain't know that. Like, if what you do, like a 24-hour joint or something.
No, I'm
Oh,
not necessarily talking about that. I've just
okay.
noticed on my Instagram, so I can say that
Wow,
when
that's
I
crazy.
posted, it gives you the location of where you are
Wow.
and drops it for you. And it's like, whoa,
Wow.
whoa, what are you doing there? Why are you dropping? First of all, I don't, you know what I'm saying? If I'm in one state, sometimes you don't want people to know you're in another state.
Exactly. That's out of pocket. I don't know why they do that. That's crazy, man.
And I'm just
Yeah,
talking
that.
about Connecticut and Rhode Island. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about
Yeah.
Connecticut and Rhode Island.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That was messed up, man. Because I was just gonna get to the point that the post is one thing, but I think a lot of times people also forget about the employees that work there. People that be working at them places, they be potential people that can be like, yo, PNB Rock, man. Especially with whoever just dropped the comment said he come there all the time. So how do we know that, somebody that's connected with somebody that worked there? Yo, next time he come there, text me, like, just text Green. You know what I'm saying? Like texting Cole, and I'm
Language.
already know what time exactly. I know what time it is, so it could have been a post, but with her posting, once again, not to lean too much on them, but you have to, your spouse gotta like know what it is, like it ain't none of that. We cut that out. Like, if you're
And
gonna do a picture with me and you together.
academics actually addressed this with PNB Rock about this happening before, and him speaking about the fact that his girl didn't really understand the ramifications. At one
uh,
point in time, they were in Fairfax, which I
yeah,
guess is some spot in Cali, and PNB Rock caught a notion of some beef. Twiz, he said, "Yo, I think beef is around the corner. I think this dude has a little bit of that energy." So he got in the car with wifey, girlfriend, wifey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They get in the car. Oh, da 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 da. That looks good. I want to stop there. 2 blocks down, 3 blocks down. PNB Rock is like, yo, this chick is wilding out. Doesn't she realize the type of energy we're trying to get away from 2 blocks away? They
that's
pull over and the static follows them right there, Twiz.
and that's why it's really best, truthfully, if you was the type of person that was blessed to be in a relationship with someone before you. If you think of anybody that was in a relationship, say they was with somebody for 10 years, then they got on, they became rich, and then they left that person they was with, and they meet somebody new, to try to make they feel as though they making their parents look better. These people be out here chasing these Instagram girls and all of that. And these girls, they be dippy as crap, bro. And it be like the downfall of a lot of these people, bro. Like, a lot of them, man. It happens a lot. That's why if you is blessed to have someone before your fame, you got to keep them because they genuinely love you. They going to help make decisions with you. You know what I'm saying? That like your wife, your spouse supposed to be more on point than you when it comes to a female. Like, every times I be wanting to do certain stuff, my wife would sharp me up like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying, it's going down over there, or that, they supposed to keep you sharp and not throw you out there more. They not supposed to be like, hey, come on, let's go down there, it's popping over here. Because they want to go around and be seen with you everywhere. It's boosting they stock up. You know what I mean? And that's what happens when you with somebody that's for that look and it's not for the genuine love. If he wasn't that millionaire, would he even be
Twiz,
with her?
she could have genuinely just not understood as well, bro. You know, some of these, we're not saying that women need to be all up, you know, like up to par when it comes to knowing about their men's street, you know, dilemmas and shit. I'm not, you know, I don't think like Twiz, we can't like, what do you think?
I know from having a wife for all these years is that like, and anybody that been in a relationship for a time know that if you in a situation and it's any type of friction or something, and your female see you uncomfortable about something, they supposed to read between them lines and like, all right, come on,
Yeah.
let's just go. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to go
And
like
not
if
stopping 2 blocks later.
exactly, you're not gonna go
That's
against the
true.
grain. You're not gonna go against that's like how they was like if you got a female and they like your female like, yo, go get him. You hear how he talking? Now you getting put out there for the wolves. You know what I mean? You might
Exactly.
go over there and punch him, and that might be the last punch you ever do a day in your life.
And that
You
ain't
know
no
what I
Con
mean?
Air shit.
Yeah,
If you get the reference, you know.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, nah, for real, man. There's levels to the shit. I like how Twiz broke it down right there because I do 100% agree that your girl has to be your anchor to a certain extent. Where
Facts.
if she notices something like that popping off, she just can't be 100% oblivious to it. But I'm not saying she got to hold your blicky with it. You know what I
Yeah, definitely not that. You know what I mean? Ain't got to go that far, but
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's all about respect right there, not just stepping in back. You know what I mean? Not just,
exactly,
oh, there's Victoria's Secret, there's Ralph Lauren.
exactly,
Gotta stop. What do you mean? We just got in the car. I understand we could stop. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Try to show me that you're in the game for me a little bit more to recognize
Egg,
that we're getting away from a dilemma, so I don't have to sit back.
exactly,
I don't got to dip back into the man that I was before all of this. I
exactly,
don't want to get put up in a position where someone's trying to come and get my jewelry. I'm going to
exactly.
remove, and I respect that about PNB Rock trying to remove himself from that situation rather than actually get involved and argue. What do you think about that, Twiz? He said he
That's
tried to remove himself rather than argue with these, as you call them,
he.
peasants.
Yeah, he did, and you don't want to look like a sucker in front of your other half. So it's best to get away from that. You know what I mean? Because why be? And I even heard him say like, he move around. When he move around, he's secure. But why should he even have to lead to all of that, bro? You a millionaire, and you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? It's like you are the head of a lot of people's lives, families, hers, your children. You supposed to be protected at all causes. I'm not like I'm not like in his shoes. Like, no, we not stopping there. You kidding me, bro? Like, what did you mean? Like, you want that? You better order it from online or something. Like,
Yeah, but Twiz, so you're saying that, but when you remove yourself from the situation, do you look soft?
it ain't about it. You can only look soft to yourself. You can only look so like it's like this. Say if I'm out and I got my son with me and I slide through my hood, I stop to get a bite to eat, and somebody come up, you sucker, you yelling all in my face and this and that, and you got that, and I know for a fact how you get that. I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that type time, bro. You right. I'm a sucker. I'm this and that. You know what I'm saying? You got it. When I leave, my loved ones is gonna have to understand. I'm gonna have to tell my son, like, you know what? Sometimes you gotta make decisions. Like, I could have went back at him. He could have killed both of us out there. You know what I mean? You gotta be. You want to try to make it. When you've been in the streets and you've been through stuff, bro. You after a while, you're supposed to realize it's not. You don't have to prove every point. You know what I mean? Because sometimes proving that point could be your last chance. It's like even with stuff with like Vaughn and stuff like that, how he went out, he felt as though he had a principle that he had to stand on. He saw him, he had to punch on him and had to do that. And look what that led to where if the story was different, where it was like, all right, bro, we could even maybe talk it out or forget you. I'm not even messing with you no more. He would still be here today. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You can't, and that's what a lot of artists and people that's in the internet public figures get caught up on. Oh, they're gonna think I'm a sucker. These same that all your subscribers and all your fans, yeah, it's gonna be rest in peace. It's gonna be candles, but when it come nighttime and they land in their bed, they're not waking up 2:30 in the morning crying, feeling like, like, was this a nightmare? When you really lost someone life that got taken from you, that's immediate. That's what these people is going through. When your kids, we all gotta go someday, but you try to protect yourself. You don't want your kids looking over your casket saying, why is my daddy asleep? Why is he not moving? You know what I mean? And now they growing up, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, it's hard, but you got to, bro. Like, you gotta, get out of that mind state where it's like, oh, they gonna think I'm a sucker. Cause I know a lot of people that's not suckers and that's still on them principles, and they never coming home a day in their life, and they still trying to get the pills to this day.
My bad, Twist.
You good?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, man, everybody in here, get ready for some of my new work. I got a new interview coming up. I'm hopefully I'm gonna do it live, y'all. Live
Okay.
interview with Capone and Daz
Uh-oh.
Dillinger.
Oh, that's a fire. That's a double joint right there.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be a movie. But Twiz, I wanted to read this second report. We had read it a little bit earlier, but some people may have not heard it, so I want to go over this once more. So the report was he was eating lunch with his girlfriend at Roscoe's, which in another report said was actually the mother of one of his children. A man with a gun came up to his table and demanded the jewelry that he was wearing. And witnesses say that Rock argued with him. This is what the witnesses are saying, Twiz. They're saying that he argued with him, man.
Once again, you don't want to look like no sucker, and what do it lead to? You know what I mean? Man, listen, you want this hunt? Here you go. Here you go, player. You can have these shoes too, and the socks is beside you. You want them too? You know what I mean? Let me walk out of here with my life. You know what I mean? Because people can make, say for instance, he would have gave everything up. Or I'm not even gonna keep using him as a as a reference because he's not here no more. But say if it's an artist in them shoes and you give everything up, and now you might have, because a lot of times now the people that take this stuff, they might be on Instagram like, yeah, we got him, we did this and that. These celebrities and these rappers and these guys, they have influence. What do? You get on your Instagram live and you talk to these people and you be like, listen, sometimes you got to make a decision on what's more valuable, your life or something that I can get 100 times. What would you do in them shoes? Is you gonna argue with somebody over like if you walking down the street and somebody say, "Give me them sneaks," and they pointing the gun at you, is you gonna fight for them sneaks because you had to save for 2 paychecks for them? Like, no, bro, it's material. When you could be in the airport and your stuff get misplaced or something and you lost it. What you gonna do then? All that stuff can get replaced. You know
Right,
what I mean?
exactly.
You
Yeah.
you 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 have to, before you even had that jewelry, you felt happiness. Before you had money, you felt happiness. So now with you having these things, don't let it overpower your soul, bro. Don't let it overpower that don't make you less of a man. And it's not just the rapper's fault, it's the fans' fault. It's the people that watch and they be like, you the sucker, you this and that. They
Hey, Twiz,
entice.
we've seen several rappers' careers ended over this.
Yeah, they entice it, but even with those rappers whose careers got ended, they still be in a better financial person than the average Joe. And on top of that, they still had a life. We seen Hell Rell
You're 100%
um
right.
go through what he went through, where people ran into him on the restaurant, but he's still here. It was embarrassing at that time, but I even saw him do a video after that saying he teaching his daughter about businesses, and he can, you know what I mean? Like, it happens. You can get embarrassed. You can get embarrassed any given day of the week. You could have that jewelry, and somebody start, bringing harm to you, and you can't defend yourself. You can't stop that from happening. So if someone is coming up to you, give it up, bro. Give that up. I mean, it's rappers be in concerts and get their chain snatched and can't even, the crowd so wild they can't get it back. You know what I mean? I'm not arguing with nobody that's coming in, especially if I know if I got jewelry and stuff on like that, like, because now I'm asking the wolf to come get it, bro. Like,
Now, Twiz, a lot of people are like, nah, man, like, what if, you know what I'm saying? What if he was like, man, I never knew happiness before my money. You know what I mean? That type of cliched thinking of not knowing happiness before you got money, not knowing happiness before you got jewelry. You know what I mean?
well, you better do a movie scene in there. I'd be like, listen, bro, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Start playing the game with him. Like, listen, I can give you this jewelry here, or I can change your life forever, bro. Like, what is it gonna be? How about you lock in with me and we get money together? Or I can give you this off my neck right now. What you want? Have them thinking like, you know what I mean? Real rat. Then be like, look over there, then tackle them. It's like, nah. But it's ways that you can be strategic too. You know what I mean? You can make a person think. Like, my life ain't worth this jewelry, but I've been in your shoes before. Why don't we just lock in and network together, bro? Or I can give you this, and we ain't never gotta see each other a day in our life. If you want the jewelry, then come take the jewelry, bro. Cause I'm gonna get it back 100 times. I'm thinking in my head, you know what I mean?
I could
If some
imagine that, Twiz.
if
Next
some
thing
if
that guy would have been doing is like, all right, we're going to the bank right now.
yeah, yeah. Like, you gonna change my life, huh? But
Yeah.
you never know, because a lot of times they be hungry, and a lot of these guys that be doing these things, they really, you sit down and you could really talk to them on a different basis is that. But when somebody see you on Instagram like this, like, yeah, y'all not living like this, and not saying he do, but a lot of them do that. That makes people mad. You know what I mean? So you're
Yep.
not supposed to throw it in people's faces too much.
But Twiz, I really appreciate you coming in today on the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast, and giving me that perspective, bro. I want to give you a chance to do some of your plugs real quick. I know you got to tap out.
Definitely, definitely, man. Appreciate you all the time, man. Y'all tuned in to Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast, man. It's Report Card Radio, live familiar. Y'all know how we carry it. This SB Twiz, the Hood Blogger, man. Follow me, check me out on YouTube at the Hood Blogger, Instagram _Twiz215. But I'm about this joint, man. Y'all know how we carry it. It's
Yo,
one way from here, and that's up.
yo, be blessed, my brother. I'll talk to you soon.
For sure, bro.
Peace, brother. That's my guy right there, SV Twiz. He holds it down with me. We had a little bit of time to get a podcast in. That's right. We had a little bit of time to get a podcast in. Don't worry, I'm coming back regular time tonight. I usually go live about 10 p.m. tonight. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be going live tonight, though. Very special guest tonight, you guys. I have a very special guest on the podcast tonight, y'all. So I'm really, really anticipating jumping on here and discussing a number of things in regard to PNB Rock's interview with academics. Also, 50 Cent sending a warning to all the rappers in regards to posting their location, which is evidently a major scenario. It's a major thing that's playing a part in what's going on right now, with the social media era. You know what I mean? Definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight. Everybody in here. Everybody in here. At the end of my podcast, I always do some open questions. If anybody has any open questions, y'all can send the questions in now. I always like to get in some open questions at the end of my podcast. And I like to roll up some good kush. So, anybody got any good questions out there before we get up out of here tonight? Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in for this early episode of the show. Let me see how we're looking here. See what questions are popping in. All right, y'all. Y'all can check out my throwback interview with Gilly the Kid. I want y'all to check out my throwback interview with Gilly the Kid. Actually, just posted it on my page just a second ago. So I want y'all to go check that out and show some love to one of my classic interviews. Let's see. And Gilly had a lot of great things to say about PNB Rock, y'all. He had a lot of great things to say about PNB Rock. All right, y'all. Hope everybody enjoyed the podcast. I want y'all to click on my interview right here with Gilly the Kid, one of my best interviews. But yeah, definitely appreciate everybody. Go check it out. Mikey T, the movie star, RJ Payne. That interview is out. That interview is out. Oh, shit. That interview is out. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the live today, man. I'll be back later tonight with a major special guest. That's right. Peace. Major special guest tonight.